Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Patreon review video. I am Sophin. In this brand new series, we take a look at some of the games and or builds that Patreon supporters on my Patreon account send in to me for review. If you would like to have this happen to you, happen to have one of your replays or build reviewed by yours truly, then please head on over to my Patreon account. Take a look at all of those reward tiers that are there, and please consider becoming a support yourself. So, here is our lovely Tango 1 DWC sending in his replay as Richter. He is wondering, ladies and gentlemen, should he play Steel? In terms of, how does he perform in this game as Richter? As obviously, I guess this intends to be his top Richter play, or just, should he continue on with Richter or switch over to Steel? So, like always, ladies and gentlemen, to start this off, if you would like to support the channel, please head on over to my Patreon account, like we have said, or going on to my Amazon wish list to start there. So, we are going to simply, ladies and gentlemen, head on through this replay and see exactly how our lovely hero does. Looks like right off the bat he's going with a health token. He has the Centurion, good as a support tank. Definitely having the Centurion is a must. Going for a health token and 2 cast tokens. All right. So right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, we can really we can say a few things. As a support here, we are going to want to be with our Ranger. That's definitely at the top tier of play. What happens? Your Ranger is protected by either a support or your tank. Usually if there's a Muriel or somebody in there, they are with them, allowing the tank to do other things. Or if the tank is somebody like a Rampage, they are able to do their jungle thing and then go out. So let's see here, what do we have on the friendly team here? We have a very interesting combination, my goodness. A Rampage, a Richter, a Twin Blast, a Grux, and a Kalari. So the Kalari and Grux are going to be great laning heroes. The Twin Blast and Richter, I would say, should definitely team up in the red lane, and then the Rampage left to jungle. But let's see exactly what happens here. So they're going to get red buff, very standard here. Definitely should be maybe the Kalari to get the most help here in her laning experience, but we're going to see. So it looks like the Richter Tango is choosing to not be with his friendly carry, but let's see if he gets a nice poke. Oh, very nice juke from the enemy Narbash here, and he's not really having much time, but looks like he overextended himself a little too greedy with nobody around to support him, and he's definitely going to go down here. So there you go. If you're going to go in like that, you need the support of your friendly teammates. You need to coordinate that. I need help. I need help. Attack mid lane. Attack mid lane. Hopefully your hero, your friendly hero here, can get the idea. So it looks like he is back in lane here in the mid lane, helping out his Kalari. That's actually an okay idea. If you ask me, Kalari's going to have a little bit of a tougher time in lane against really anybody, but against this Richter here, she actually shouldn't have that much of an issue. But she does die for it, and with all of those minions, that was not worth it. Very interesting here. So it looks like Tango here is still choosing to be in this lane now. Now he has to be because of this, lack of hero to cover this lane. Certainly could use his electrocute here to maybe push this lane up as much as possible. Get this kind of at least towards the tower here, and then maybe head on over to his friendly Twin Blast to help. But I think covering this lane, getting this card power is actually probably the best idea. What he should be doing, though, is focusing on these last hits a little bit more. See that there's 2 last hits that are just ready for the taking, but maybe he was anticipating a Maybe he was anticipating a gank here, but okay. Now choosing to go over to the Twin Blast after not ensuring that the lane was going in the right direction, because now that enemy minion wave is going to be pushing that much more than the friendly ones. So interesting. Definitely these last hits are going to be an issue. Definitely that is something to focus on for sure. There's lots of those last hits in that mid lane. You definitely could have gotten, freezing that lane, not continuously auto attacking, just so that you A, are ensured the opportunity to last hit, but B, to let your minion wave build up so that you have a strong minion wave to then push into the tower. Now he's going to bypass all of those enemy heroes here, leave his friendly Twin Blast to maybe die. No, he doesn't, but he's going to be in this mid lane. Okay, so very interesting so far. I would definitely say with such a strange team composition like this, definitely having, and it looks like an AFK Rampage or somebody that maybe is very new to the game. Finally he's going there. Here is the trying to get a pull off here, but didn't manage. Instead pulled a minion. So far hasn't gone back for CP. It's going to be a struggle here with this kind of a team comp to try and make these lanes work. Trying to get the CP, it's going to be difficult. So right here, we seem to be trying to be sneaky, trying to maybe coordinate a gank here on this Narbash. But what this is in fact doing is not allowing you to get that XP, the card power that was all just kind of foregone there. You need to get that card power. Stay in lane. Let the jungler do the sneaky gank from the side, and you just kind of stay in lane, focus on these last hits. There you got one, but there's all of the rest of those minions there. Definitely could have been last hits. Just let your minions do the work. Save your basic attacks for that sliver of health that is, that you can easily get, so that you can get that last hit. Save your basic attack for when they have a sliver of health to get the basic attack. Being arguably a little bit too aggressive here. Because you don't have wards here on either side, you can't really be certain of where the enemy jungler is. That Sevarog, especially if it's a Sevarog, you know that he has his ultimate that can hit you into a tower. So you really got to be careful. You do see 3 of the enemy team on the map, but that would certainly be hard. And there is the Kalari there going in on the Narbash, but doesn't look like he's able to do anything. So here we are. We're going to go back, and you have 6 card power here to spend. So let's see indeed on what we get. Right now, a Mage's Key, very interesting, and a Staff of the Adamant, getting rid of all of our tokens here. Hopefully going to upgrade our Staff of the Adamant. Okay, so with the greater health, that's an okay move. I would agree with that. The health is definitely important here as a tank. With such an interesting team composition, however, the Rampage and Richter, both of you kind of go a little bit more damage, but 1-point upgrades here would make this much more efficient. With what you have here, you could have spread that 3 card power into 1-point upgrades, getting the 400 health still with 3 1-point upgrades, but you would have also gotten that 13 energy damage. So you can see that if you had indeed spent those 3 card points as 3 lesser healths, you would have been able to get 2 points of CP for basically free. So now let's see if you indeed didn't overextend, but you did, trying to save your Rampage, who was arguably a little bit overextended, and that is okay. It is very tempting to run out there and save an ally, but most of the time it's at least not in highly extremely competitive play. It's really kind of just okay to let your teammates leave them to their fate, leave them be. That's just kind of how it is. You know, sometimes it's better not just to let one person die and not have two people die needlessly. So the key is an interesting choice here. As a Richter, I would not choose to get a key. That should be left to your junglers. By the odd chance you don't have a jungler, I suppose you could get a key, but I would at the most get a 1-point harvester key and not a 3-point key. This could definitely have been a ward, which those wards would have given you a great amount of vision that would have definitely, would definitely help you in the long run and in the now, providing vision so that when you are now here in this right lane, you can put that down by the shadow pad up on the wall so that you can see if anybody is trying to rotate over to gank you. Luckily, because we can see everybody on the map here, we don't see anybody even close to us, so this will be some nice free damage here on the tower. Very good idea, actually, using your ultimate there on the minion wave. Yes, trying to kill them there is a great idea, as the minions, your friendly minions will die less, therefore giving you more time to tank the tower, since the tower will then be able to hit your friendly minions. So this should be a tower kill, and that is absolutely fantastic here, as the first tower of the game is taken by Tango 1 DWs. Alright, so there's a good boost of card power here, almost up to 12. It's going to be definitely interesting to see our next card here in this game. Alright, so here we are coming up to this mid lane, trying to be sneaky once again, but our Whiplash does not go that far. And the Grux can actually do a good job pulling people in, but now that he has left you, though, don't engage 1v2, especially with a nice damage dealer like a Gideon, nice control freak like Narbash is, and very luckily are able to escape. There is the very nice interruption by the Grux on the Gideon ultimate. Oh, but what can we do? Oh, a little bit of damage there from the Gideon. And yep, just retreat. Go back. Don't give them your death. Don't give them your death timer and the CP from your death. So there you go. Okay, good. We survived from that, and looks like that mid lane will certainly be okay, but right lane is getting taken down. So what next do we have here? We do have the Wellspring Staff. Okay, that is definitely a good card for a damage dealing hero, but again, as Richter, I would try to be going more as a tank, more as a support with some health, with cooldown reduction, with armor, with other cards for sure. You're going to want to be able to absorb the damage, enable your friendly team to do that damage. But with such an interesting combo, very nice pull, you're going to have to see who is the damage dealers here. So good job from the enemy. Oh, can we secure some kills? No, we can't, and our Whiplash is indeed, our pull is on cooldown. Okay. Okay. So another thing about this, what you want to do is always get those fully upgraded bonuses first before going into your next card. That is the most efficient way to utilize your CP. You get more value from it. You know, right now you have 6, 9, and 12 CP that you could definitely have placed all in one card and gotten one upgrade bonus, one extra little bit of card power, whereas right now you're not getting any upgraded extra card power. So right there, you definitely could have used your right click, your silence, much sooner there on that Gideon. You could use the pull there, get him out of that. But that is okay, as it looks like. Oh, there was a 2 for 0. So nice tower dive, but nothing came from it. So at this point, we are split pushing here in the left lane. Your Twin Blast is kind of in the area, but without him, I would not be pushing this lane. I would be mid lane there, trying to help that Grux with that Twin Blast, and probably Gideon and whoever else there is mid lane. Looks like you will be able to get some damage here off on this tower here, but right about now would be when I would start getting away. Okay, you're hit, and choose to retreat. Good. So now that you have your Twin Blast, though, that now is a great time to be pushing that left lane, but definitely don't abandon him. He is the one that deals the majority of your damage, so go back and help him. Let's see here if we can come back in time. Oh, very nice. Yes, body block here for your... There we go. There's the pull out of that Gideon's ultimate. Very nicely done. You don't have your silence there. There we go. There's the Gideon getting taken out. And the Severug. Whoa, there's the Kalari. Can he do it? There's the maneuverability from the Twin Blast. And let's see. Ooh, so far good engagement, but looks like... Oh, missed the pull. There is the kill there. Now try to protect your Kalari. That didn't work. Try to protect your Twin Blast here. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, he kind of goes around, but the minions were body blocking you, and now you have to try to get away. Let's see if we can. Ooh, the Narbash misses his stun, and might get away here. Yes, I think we will underneath the tower here, as he's not going to be able to... Oh no! So close! So close, so close! And the Narbash dives for the kill. Let's see if he dies, though. Not quite. So that was definitely the correct move there, was to just back away as soon as possible. I know that you tried to do the pull into the tower dive. Definitely a viable option, but didn't quite work out. So, generally speaking, what you want to do is make sure that all of your lanes are getting pushed in the right direction. So, what that means is you want to make sure that each lane has your minions built up to the point where there's enough of them that when they encounter an enemy wave, your minion wave wins. And what that means is that they will forever travel down that lane to when they meet the enemy base. Now, once you have made sure that that happens, then you need to that basically means you are left to freely do whatever else you want, because you know that lane is getting pushed up. Here looks like, can we get the pull? No, we can't. Try to stick with the enemy as much as possible, but doesn't look like you're able to. Focusing on the minions here a little too much, not able to support your teammates there, get nice and close to them, but didn't quite work. Definitely, I would have focused the enemy much more there, enabled your Rampage and Clary to try to do stuff. You did silence that Narbash very well, but it really didn't seem. Here the Narbash, nice juke out of the Narbash stun, very well done. That was definitely great. But yes, get a lane pushed in the right direction. Make sure that there's that critical mass of minions moving in the right direction, and then that frees you from defending that lane. Then you can go elsewhere and help your teammates. Now, as a Richter in this team composition, I would definitely be the one to basically be Twin Blast's bodyguard at all times. He is the one that's going to scale the most into the late game. He's going to be the one that deals the majority of the damage in the late game, or at least should be. So you want to kind of protect him, make sure that he gets all of those last hits, he stays alive, he's in lane, he's just being a very, effective CP gatherer. And what that is going to do is that's also going to feed to you. He's going to share that CP with you. Well, not technically share. You'll both will get all the CP that either of you get, and you'll be able to do that. So, not quite to. There is the ultimate, and there is the Twin Blast that you should have definitely protected there. Yeah. So, I mean, he was kind of low health anyways, but looks like he's going to be taken out now here. As the Narbash is finished up by the Kalari, but the rest of the engagement here is not going to go favorably. The Greystone is kind of the last person you want to target just because he has 2 lives. So kind of you're going to want to try to ignore him as best as you can, and then try to attack somebody like this Gideon for sure, or this Kwang. Gideon, I would definitely say would be our main priority, and then Kwang would be our second priority against this enemy team here. But yes, protecting our allies there would have definitely been the smarter move. Sticking with our Kalari, sticking with a Twin Blast, there, and then trying to protect him using your pull, your silence, and your ultimate to save that Twin Blast from imminent deaths, enabling him to do that damage. Definitely would have been the right way to go. So at this point, we're going to take a look at the build here. We got another Staff of the Animate, replaced our Mage's Key with the Staff of the Animate. I like this better than having the Key, but again, the CP here could be optimized a little bit better. If you had put that major cast and this greater health into this Staff of the Animate, you would have unlocked 2 energy damage just from putting in upgrades into other spots alone. That's the only thing. So you would have 2 more energy damage here that you wouldn't otherwise have just by optimizing where you put your upgrades. In terms of what cards you're using here, the damage here. Well, let's pause this and take a look at what just happened there. In terms of the cards, again, Staff of the Animate is okay, but there's another card, the Adamant's, or the Amulet of the Veteran, that would be much, much better. It does give you some damage, which you do want in the early game, but it has much more health than the Staff of the Animate. That is what I would have gone for. 2 Staff of the Adamants is actually, Amulet of the Veterans is actually what I use in my Richter deck, but I do have a ward, which not having a ward here is absolutely huge. You need to have a ward in order to place those out on the battlefield, get vision, see those enemies that are trying to come in, gank you, trying to kill you, being sneaky and whatnot. That is key. So here we go. We're going to take a look here at what happened here in this engagement. Looks like we were trying to push up here, almost get this Narbash, but our pull there was off cooldown. We definitely could have tried, but doesn't look like much came of that. That friendly Twin Blast has very strange positioning, but we're trying to retreat low on health. And there we go, there's the silence to get away from him. There's the pull from the Grux, very nicely done. Now the Gideon is trying to come after you, but yes, just run away. Good, very well done in this scenario. So now we have a Tempered Plate. That is fantastic. Tempered Plate, great card. Tanky card that you definitely will need here in in this game that really serves your function, your role very nicely indeed. That's going to really just provide you with that health, that sustain that you need in order to help aid your allies in dealing that damage. This is a perfect ganking opportunity. Fantastic pull. Very nicely done into turning right around him. Very nice ultimate to keep him in place so your Twin Blast can do the work. Fantastically done. That was textbook right there. Absolutely textbook. That was great. Pull into the silence. Oh, what a fantastic thunk by the enemy Narbash here to get that Twin Blast right to low health. So at this point, I would just say here, just retreat. Don't engage under the tower. Because that is going to happen here. The 2 for 1. And now it's going to be a 2. It's going to be a, or sorry, 1 for 0, and now it's going to be a 2 for 0. Overextending there in the mid lane. Should have, you know, gotten that Sevarog, retreated with the Twin Blast, and maybe gone and helped Grux there in the left lane. So here we are rotating right lane to protect an inhibitor. Fantastic job. Now, right now, you have to think who is the main damage dealer, and that's going to be Grux. I need to protect him because he is going to be the one that's going to do the most of the work here. Very nice pull to keep that Kwong involved in this team fight a little bit more. I maybe would have saved it, but now definitely go after the Kwong, not the minions here. Definitely go after the Kwong. He is the one that can do more damage to your friendlies than anybody else here. So that Gideon did manage to get away. That is okay. Maybe you just get one, but right now this lane is definitely going to be pushed in the right direction. Get a little bit of damage, just like you're doing right here. But now your lane is going to start heading in the right direction. You can forget about it and head elsewhere. Right now, your left lane is definitely getting pushed. You can see that there are no minions there. Definitely head over their left lane to defend it and try to save your Twin Blast. It's actually getting overextended here. The Greystone and enemy team is collapsing in on him. So here we are pushed up right into the right tower, split pushing this whole way, which in this situation worked out for you, as the enemy team did not respond to you pushing. Your friendly team there defended the left lane, and your mid lane is pushed all the way up. So in this situation, it works. In the future, it's not going to work for you all the time. People are going to see you pushing, they're going to collapse in on you and definitely take you out. Especially as a Richter, you're going to want to head into other lanes, help your other teammates out much more than split push here and maybe get this inhibitor. Looks like, do you have enough mana? No, you don't have enough mana to make something happen here with this Greystone. But you and this Clary is going to be able to hopefully do quite a bit of damage here. The Greystone's having a tough time with both of you being so low. He's very, very tempted, but he's going to be low himself. Definitely start attacking the Greystone, as both of you can definitely take him out. Oh, and a few of those basic hits, and you definitely could have killed him, but the minions finish him off. Definitely there, focusing on killing that Greystone definitely would have been much better, as he was just, as you can see, just a few basic attacks away from death. So here is another team fight that's going to happen. So again, we need to think, what sort of abilities do we need to save our abilities for? Gideon right there. Oh, perfect pull into the tower, and that was the perfect moment. That was the perfect moment for your ultimate. That was a perfect moment to keep that Gideon inside the tower, but that didn't happen. Oh, it was actually off cooldown. No, it wasn't, because you used it on the minions. Definitely should be with your team right now and not focusing these minions. You can definitely help your teammates out much more here with your pull. Okay, there is the Sevarog, but as you see, your Clary is trying to finish off the Kwong here, which would have been very much a smarter idea to do. Keep that Kwong nice and close, silence him, slow him, so that your Clary there could have finished him off, and now he could have been helping with that rampage, and now could have also been helping with this Narbash. So focus firing, eliminating targets as fast as you can, so that in turn more people can have more focus on more targets throughout the team fight. So far we have put greater health, lesser health, and a guard here in this tempered plate. That is fantastic. I absolutely love that. That is very, very mathematically sound here. I very much like that. Definitely really like that. I really like that. Very nicely done there on the tempered plate. That is a good amount of health for how much physical armor that gives you. So well done. That is fantastic there. On this Wellspring Staff, we have some cast basic mana. So it does look like we are going for a damage focus sort of Richter. Yes, all of his abilities do deal damage, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he should be built with damage. That just means that when he does do his thing, some damage will be applied. So you can so it helps when you are trying to when you are trying to isolate that one hero or try to be careful. So there we go. Don't use your ultimate. Don't use your ultimate on minions. Those minions will die in time. Let your minions kill them instead of you using your ultimate there. You could have used that ultimate, for example, to keep this Greystone from dealing damage to you. You could have saved it for to keep them in place so that Kalari can do more damage, so that the Richter, or so that this Rampage here that's going to throw his boulder can hit him more easily. Save it for very key moments where you know it's going to be needed. So here we are trying to defend our mid lane. Very good job coming over here as three of the enemy team are trying to do it. How we use our ultimate again on these minions. That's kind of not the worst idea. Very nice stun on the Gideon. Fantastic pull. Yes, that was fantastically done. Realizing he was going to use his ultimate, using your silence on the Gideon, pulling him to keep him inside of your tower. Fantastically done. Now here though, just keep going, keep going. You could have used your Whiplash on that Kwang, and right now you definitely could have secured the kill there on that Narbash. That Kwang, arguably you wouldn't need to have used your Whiplash, your pull, but that Narbash definitely could have secured that. So continue the push there onto the enemy team. The minions can be forgotten about for a while. I liked the idea of killing those minions there underneath the inhibitor. If it didn't use your ultimate, there is strategy there. You can use your an ability to quickly clear some minions so that the inhibitor is kind of it surprisingly focuses on the enemy heroes, which can be used very well, but not his ultimate. Not his ultimate. Here, this is okay because the enemy team is nowhere in sight. You're not really going to need to use your ultimate anytime soon, so that was okay, but not in that previous engagement on your inhibitor. Here we are coming over here in the mid lane to help our team kill this Narbash. The Grex gets the pull, so very nice. You don't need to waste anything. Oh, but this is definitely a moment you could have maybe used your silence there a little bit quicker. And now, yes, get some basic attacks. Try to kill him as quick as you can. Good. Now this, what's happening here? The Gideon comes and uses his ultimate. Nice pull. Well done. A two-person ultimate. Perfectly done. Very nice. Very nice. And looks like this... Gideon doesn't have his teleport, so now, yep, there you go. There's the silence and the slow. Maybe try to give your Grep some space. Good, that happens. Okay, good. That was well done. That was well done. Your silence was used very. Your pull was used very effectively on that Gideon. You got a great two-person ultimate. well done. That was well-timed, well-used abilities. So right here, we are continuing our push here in this mid lane, but again, with no support, with no friendly Twin Blast, with no friendly help of any kind, I would not be doing this, because this is what happens. You get taken out by two enemy team members that easily collapse in on you. You can't be letting the enemy get 95 seconds of a numbers advantage off on your team. So here is the last stand. Looks like the enemy team's barreling down the mid lane. We have only 3 of the friendly team here on the battlefield, and you... Oh, nice try there. You pulled that Greystone into your core, and it looks like he is choosing to go for a 1v2 here under the core. Maybe he thought that his team would follow up, but it doesn't look like it. He might get the kill. Fantastic pull. Yes, bring him even deeper into the core. But now this friendly team here is. So the enemy team is coming in on the core, and there's not really much we can do at this point. There's not enough damage to kill this minion wave, and I think that's going to be the game, isn't it? There's the Narbash completely body blocked by everything around as he goes down. Severa comes in. There are so many minions, but the core isn't going down that fast, but I think it is. Here we go. So that is the game here. I think it was just some key mistakes made by our friendly team, not necessarily sticking together, allowing the enemy team to push these lanes and make stuff happen. So let's go over this build here. The Tempered Plate was a fantastic choice here. Very well carded as well. Greater health, lesser health, 2 guard. I really like that. I would, even to make it a little bit better, a little bit more mathematically sound, go 1 guard, 2 lesser health, or sorry, one point guard, 1 2-point health, and then 1 3-point health in there. Elder Mage Amulet, that is a very nice card. I do very much like the Elder Mage Amulet. Gives you some damage, but also quite a bit of health, and that is definitely what you want as a tanky Richter. Wellspring Staff, I would switch this out for an Elder Mage Amulet. Then these 2 Staff of the Adamants, that is a ton of health. So very interesting. Very interesting. These have a ton of health on it with 19.5 energy damage. It is, I do see what you are doing. You're going for a whole lot of health with damage cards as well. The thing about Richter, he does scale very well with damage. So I kind of do, what you are doing does have some, you know, some theoretical legitimacy. The issue is that getting some more physical armor, getting some more energy barriers is going to help way more than this energy damage is. You do have a pretty strange team composition, so enabling your Twin Blast, enabling your Grex and your Kalari to do that damage by being a more effective tank, by having some more guard and barrier, having maybe some cooldown in here even, or anything else here, especially a ward here. That is definitely key. You need to have a ward in your build as well. So there you go. Those are my suggestions here. But I definitely see what you are, what is happening here. It's going to be a surprising amount of damage, and you know what? If the enemy team, if your team can kind of build around that, and the enemy team doesn't suspect it, I would say that it would actually be surprisingly effective. So good idea, but go maybe for a little bit more of a standard standard build. Tempered plate, tune barrier, definitely get those really nice and solid. And then you can throw in, you know, definitely a ward, definitely definitely an Elder Mage amulet or two, and then the others you can play with. I kind of like the idea. I really do like the idea of a Staff of the Animate with a whole bunch of health like you have in here. This Staff of the Animate with a ton of health. I like the idea. So yeah, those are just my few tips. There you go. Please let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. If you have any suggestions, if you have any comments, please. This is supposed to be for learning. We are all trying to benefit from each other's experience. That is the only reason why we really kind of share our experience. This is a learning environment, so please, any helpful tips and tricks would be absolutely appreciated. Please like the video if you like it, dislike it, share it with the community, guys. Of course, subscribe. If you find this content useful, found it helpful, please subscribe so I can do it for you later. Until next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.